Hello and welcome to ET Now, Startup Central, India's first and only daily show dedicated to startups and entrepreneurship. I'm Krishna Kumar, coming to you live from ET Now's Mumbai studios, and we do have a power-packed show lined up for you over the next 20 minutes. It is a very special show, and that's because payments have just gotten really simple. As the much-awaited Unified Payment Interface, or UPI, has gone live starting today. Customers of 21 banks can now use a single mobile app to make and receive payments through multiple banks 24 hours a day. And to understand what exactly UPI means and what impact it will have, we have none other than Mr. AP Hota, Managing Director and CEO of the National Payments Corporation of India, joining us live here on ET Now Startup Central. And how will it impact the industry, the startup ecosystem? To understand that, we do have Jitendra Gupta, co-founder of Citruspay, joining us live right here in our Mumbai studios. First up, let's take this to Mr. AP Hota to understand UPI a little better, and then we'll go across to Jiten, to you. Mr. Hota, tell us, now that Unified Payments Interface, or UPI, has finally gone live, take us to the next few steps in terms of what this means from a consumer perspective.
Unified Payments Interface has certain unique and novel features. First, it is smartphone based. On the smartphone, all these days people are used to getting the alerts from the banks whenever there is a credit or debit. Now they can use the same smartphone for both send and receive. Send was already possible. Now they can collect money also. Means I need money from somebody, I can just demand or make a claim. This is the first thing. Second thing, whenever we used to make both send and receive earlier, we used to give full details of the bank account number and IFSC code. No longer necessary in UPI. You can just transact with a virtual payment address, VPA. So this is the second feature. And third is the simplicity of use. So two-factor authentication, which is a security requirement under RBI guidelines, so that can be achieved with a single click with just the PIN, the mobile PIN, because the smartphone itself acts as a factor of authentication. So it has now make sending and receiving money much simpler using the smartphone.
Mr. Hota, thank you so much for giving us the 101 as far as UPI is concerned, the fundamentals of it all. Now tell us, why is this being seen as a big shift in the way transactions happen? You know, probably this can be called as a WhatsApp moment in finance, so to speak.
Because this is UPI is just really we have really at NPCI level, we have just created a platform for real-time send and receive, either real-time collecting money from somebody and delivering, or really taking the clearing operation has been made real-time. Usage can be multiple. The first usage is really obviously P2P, person-to-person money transfer, but the second is the large body of the e-commerce merchants, which are currently collecting after the shopping experience on the web. When the payment comes, either internet or banking or the card payment, credit card or a debit card. Now it can be done on another dimension on the UPI. It is the experience that the card payment based e-commerce transactions, the success ratio is hardly about 70. For some banks it might go up to really 75. But UPI, we believe that the success ratio would be significantly higher. If you ask me what would be the level like, I believe it can really go up to 90-95%. So the e-commerce payments also has been made simpler. The third is obviously all these days the wallet companies, they have come out with beautiful products, but the banking system for the bank account holders, such simplified products were not available. Now the bank account holders can also have the simplicity of the wallet and having the money in the bank account itself. And another unique feature about the UPI is that you can download the app of one bank and you can really link your bank accounts of 3-4 banks.
Mr. Hota, at this point I wanted to understand, is there a global parallel, in terms of how this kind of an application has helped consumers in other countries?
So far as the mobile-based payments are concerned, the global standards have not come so far, although there have been quite a few really such standards, messaging standards. So there is nothing called a single ISO type of standard, or like the way in the card payment system EMV standard has become the global standard. Similarly, in the mobile payments area, such standards have not developed. Who knows, India can take a lead in this regard.
Oh, so good. India is taking a lead in this definitely. But tell us, what kind of use cases do you see then in the Indian market potentially for the UPI?
I feel a lot of really even the insurance companies, they can really collect the premium through that. All the billers can make the collection over there, because now the power of collecting becomes really far more richer. Now sending money means the person who has to send, he was really a very powerful person in the so far. Now with the UPI, the person who has to collect money is also become equally powerful, that he can, the entities can really make claims. So you can really in the trade and commerce, really you can suppose in the brokers, they really do their transactions on behalf of their clients. So the moment the deal is made, the broker says you fund the account, and the broker can really just really make a claim and really thereafter can transact. So there can be a variety of things, and even the landlord can really make a claim on the first of the month. Really give me the money for the next month or the previous month's rent. Schools, colleges can also really claim. So it is both two-way money transfer is now possible.
Mr. Hota, all of this sounds wonderful, but the big question that I have to ask you right now is, are the biggest banks in the country on board? I'm talking about the likes of, say, State Bank of India, HDFC, ICICI. We do know that there are 21 banks to start with, but are these big banks are also part of that?
ICICI, Axis Bank, PNB, Canara Banks, these are some of the large banks who are already in. Means in the next 2 days time they will place their apps on the Play Store. But so far as the State Bank and HDFC are concerned, they would be coming by end of September. That is the timeline they have indicated. So we believe that by end of September these two large banks would also be in. So now we have started with 19 banks placing the apps on the Play Store. 3 more banks are there who are just providing the service to their customers, means they don't have apps, 22. And we have got another 14 banks who have given the consent, and as per our discussions, they should get ready by 30th September.
Also, I have to ask you this, is there an iOS version coming soon? Because we do know that it's gone live on the Google Play Store, and I'm asking this because, one, I'm an Apple fan myself, and also many techies do use the Apple phone.
That would depend on the individual banks, but a few banks are already in the process of developing on the iOS platform. So on the Apple phone, they say it would take about 6 months. It can be a little earlier also for a couple of months, but we can say in 6 months time quite a few large banks, they would have iOS versions as well.
And Mr. Hota, you are on ET Now Startup Central, so I have to ask you this question: can this potentially make digital wallets and payment gateways irrelevant? Because that is the big fear at this point in time.
No, transactions in a country, such a large country like ours, are huge. Large amount of transactions are happening on cash. So there is room for so many players to offer services, and that would still be inadequate. So I don't think it is really we have come to a situation that one player displacing another person. There is place for all. So much of transactions will keep happening over a period of time, means move towards electronic transactions. So I think it is not really an issue. What would happen is the much richer platforms will come up and new services will come up.
All right, Mr. AP Hota, MD and CEO of National Payments Corporation of India, thank you so much for taking time out to put the Unified Payment Interface or UPI into perspective and to understand that even better, and all the stuff that you were just talking about how it might just it doesn't necessarily have to leave other payment gateways and wallets in the wake of the disruption. To understand that better, joining us live in our Mumbai studios is Mr. Jitendra Gupta, co-founder of Citruspay. Thank you so much, Jitendra, for taking time out to be with us over here. Tell us, that's the big question now. He says, Mr. AP Hota says that there is no cause to worry. Are you worried?
Not at all, because I think what's going to happen is today we force consumer to move money from bank account to the wallet, and I think going forward is the experience which will win, and the money remains in the bank account. So you can build an experience where the money movement can happen from one bank account to another bank account, while you're still delivering the experience to the consumer.
Okay, so you're saying that not just Citruspay, anybody, I'm asking this question because the fintech space, for example, has been the most crowded space in the startup ecosystem, especially over the last 1 year. You've been in existence for a little over 4 years, but we've seen the space only get more and more competition. So even as more and more players are entering the space, you have something like the UPI that is set to disrupt the entire space. How do you see the dynamics of the space evolving going forward?
So I think UPI, in my opinion, is a very interesting and a revolution in the payments industry, because the money movement between one person to another person becomes much easier, and definitely, in fact, it will lead to more companies coming into the payments foray. I assume so, rather than the existing companies fearing what's going to happen to their life. So there is an opportunity for innovation on UPI, and which is where I feel probably we'll see next 1 year dozen odd companies innovating on UPI as a connectivity layer, and they're delivering on top of the UPI connectivity layer.
Okay, it's a very positive statement coming from you. But then tell us, what is exactly, for example, Citruspay's strategy when it comes to being a part of UPI? Because at the end of the day, right now, there is no way but to be part of it, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So, so we are very excited, as I said, with the UPI coming in. So today, literally our consumers go through a pain where they have to load money into the wallet first, and then only get a superior experience of transacting online. Now, with UPI coming in, we don't have to force consumer to load wallet first. The consumer can still get a superior experience by keeping money where they are used to keeping, by earning interest on money which they are used to earning. So there's no more a hassle. Let's say when you're taking a Uber ride, you suddenly run out of your balance and says, fill your balance first and then only you can book a cab. Now the problem there is by the time you fill the balance, the cab is no more there. Now with this proposition, the balance remains where you are keeping your balance to earn your interest, and you can still do a faster transaction.
Okay. Also, you're talking about cab aggregators like Uber and where Citruspay and the likes of Paytm fit in. But talk to us about, say, the impact on, say, e-commerce, because India is that one specific market where cash on delivery is still the king. So do you see cash on delivery going down drastically thanks to the UPI?
Definitely. So I feel today when a cash on delivery guy goes to a household to deliver goods, literally there is no way you can exchange money digitally. So most of the time there are issues where the POS devices are not there to swipe your card, or if a bank account is no way, because you're not going to add your delivery boy as a beneficiary and then deliver him money digitally. So with UPI coming in, as Mr. Hota said, the collect money also becomes very easy. So send money was already there, but registering beneficiary was a pain, which is sort of taken off.
Okay, just to break this down even simpler. So right now, if I were to order something on, say, Grofers, I open it, at the moment the payment comes up, it asks me 6 wallet players that has options to choose from. Same with, for example, with cab aggregators have specific payment gateways who they've tied up with, whereas, hyperlocal players can't afford to do that, so they tie up with everybody. And right now, it doesn't matter which bank I have an account in or where I'm making a payment from, as long as if one wallet to pay out of. What changes now? What changes now for a customer like me who regularly uses everything from cab aggregators to online marketplaces? How does it change my life?
So I think your life will become slightly easier.
So now I just open the UPI app and start paying?
So you just open the UPI app, enter your mobile PIN, and the payment is done.
And
so I hope that's the experience which comes out.
Okay.
And the reason I say I hope, because typically I've seen the experience is evolving, and the experience is not optimal in most of the banking apps today, and which I believe will, with NPCI joint effort with banks, it will come to optimal stage.
Then where do I see Citruspay?
So I think I see UPI as one of the payment channel. I don't see UPI as replacing all payment channels. So the way today there are funding account concept where your credit card is a funding account, your bank account is a funding account, and then you have payment channel like NEFT, RTGS, payment gateway, UPI. So UPI becomes one more payment channel. So of course we are supporting UPI, we are enabling UPI. So we get to, so we give in our payment options, UPI also is a payment option. So we still earn our revenue, we still earn our income, we still grow faster.
So talking about growing faster, I know I'm going to have to ask this question before I let go of you from the studio. There are lots of talks about how Citrus is in for a fresh round of big fundraising. That's at least the talk doing the rounds in the startup world. Talk to us about Citruspay and all the moolah that you're looking to raise.
So, Citrus, let me give you some numbers on Citrus. So today we process more than $2.5 billion worth of volume. We have more than 20 million consumers, and our network is spreaded over more than 12,000 merchants. Now, of course, we are growing very, very fast, and to support the growth, we do talk to investors, we do look for partners who can back us throughout our growth path. So this is where, yes, we are in midst of some discussions, but we will of course notify at appropriate time.
All right, so when you do notify that, I'm requesting you right away, placing a request that you come here on 18 Startup Central and tell the world about your next big round of funds coming in for Citrus's growth going forward. And here's wishing you all the best.
Thank you,
on the big occasion of UPI going live today in the Indian market. And with that, we've completely run out of time here on this edition, a very special edition of 18 Startup Central. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.